In this video, we're going to talk about how I went from a virgin loser, third in the world in Call of Duty, to a big baller one percenter. So I'm going to break this down step by step. So pay attention, pull out the notepad if you want to become a big baller one percenter. So, I started as, have you seen in other videos on my channel? I was third in the world in Call of Duty. I was always had this obsessive, compulsive, addictive leveling up mindset. I love the grind. I love the struggle. That's why I love video games. I love the gym. I love climbing the corporate ladder. Anything that involves grinding to improve yourself, right? So that's a characteristic that's innate to me. And if you don't have that, if you're a lazy motherfucker, you got to develop that mindset and that characteristic and that personality trait. So I always had dreams of being wealthy. As a little kid, I always thought I was going to be uber wealthy. And the most important thing, there's a video on my channel. Go check it out. It's how I became a millionaire by 30 years old, I think was the title. I think it's the first video I ever launched on this channel, actually. And I talk in that video about elimination of debt. Elimination of debt is the ultimate way to build your wealth. If you're in debt, you can't have investments. If you're in debt, you can't dig yourself out of the hole. It's like you're fucking in quicksand and you can't fucking get out to you're not even at level 0. If you're in debt, you're in level negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're not even fucking level 0 yet. Okay. So you got to get out of debt. Now, I know that I was in a fortunate situation. My parents paid for my college. I had a half ride scholarship academically, and then the other half my parents paid for, right? I know I was privileged and had a silver spoon in that regard. Also, when I graduated college, my parents gave me my mom's car. So those are two things that really helped me get a head start. Not everyone gets those same privileges, but a lot of people watching this channel do. And that really helped me never to have debt. And that was huge. So once I graduated from college, I was now financially on my own. My parents, it was, just complete, just flick of a switch, boom, you're on your own, period, everything. And so I started my career out in tech sales, started climbing the ladder in tech sales. Really was busting my ass, wasn't really making much commissions, had a shitty salary. I remember I had a 37K salary in my first job. 6 months later, I pursued another job that was a 50K salary, and I ended up making more commissions at that job. And long story short, I built my way up the ladder, started getting to better companies, bigger accounts, and I actually I hadn't closed deals for a first few years in my career. And I remember telling my dad, all that matters is the base salary. Commissions doesn't mean shit. People I don't see many people closing deals. He's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? And as I got deeper into my career, I started closing a fuck ton of deals, huge dollar value deals that paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in commission. And guys, there's a fact out there that about 90% of people lie on their resume. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a straight shooter. I keep it real with you fucking guys. That's why I don't put my face on this channel yet, right? It's my dream to be able to put my face out there if I don't need my corporate job anymore. But for now, if I want to keep it as real as fuck with you guys, I got to stay anonymous. The reason I mention that is because I had strategically lied. I memorized lies, and I lied my way into a company. I lied my way into a job that I did not have the experience for. And I was nervous. I was like, shoot, are they going to find out? Am I, going to do a bad job? And I absolutely busted my fucking ass. I took that obsessive compulsive third in the world Call of Duty mentality, and I was studying on the weekends. I was learning about the product on the weekends. I was learning about our competitors on the weekends. I was obsessive. And long story short, after 6-ish years, I became the top revenue generating sales rep in the history of the company, closed a multi-million-dollar landmark deal. And I ended up a few years into my tenure getting promoted to handle these massive accounts. So I had about, 4 out of the 6 years where I fucking crushed it here, making hundreds of thousands of dollars per year in the highest tax bracket. So again, I want to explain it to you guys. Just listen again very carefully. I grinded, climbed, made some strategic moves at the beginning, lied my way, a little bit, into a job I wasn't qualified for. So now I was in a really good job for my age. I busted my fucking ass, out closed everyone, got promoted. So then I got like a jump and then another jump, like boom, boom, hopscotch the fuck out of the corporate ladder. And then I started absolutely crushing it on the big deals. And so, guys, I've made total in my life, at this company, I know I've made over $1.5 million. And that's the key. It's not made, excuse me, it's not saved, it's made, right? And, I remember, the first time I made about $300,000 in one year. I think I was around 25 years old. And I remember Googling, a net worth calculator, net worth or income calculator. And I saw I was in the 1%. The next year, I think I made like 180. And I realized I fell to the 2%. And I was like, fuck, I'm a 2%er now. I'm not a 1%er. The next year, I fucking knocked it out of the park, right? I got the promotion, the big deals. I was back in the 1%. And, after I closed some of these landmark deals, I'm still in the 1% for my age group. And, the average, I don't know the male statistic, but the average 30-year-old woman in America has a net worth that's negative. These people are still in debt. People have very stupid financial decisions. And what I'll say too is I don't have a Rolex. I still drive the car my parents gave me. Listen to that again. I drive the car that my parents gave me 10 years ago. I have a 10-year-old car. Almost everyone I know in my personal life has Teslas, BMWs, Mercedes, right? I make way more money than these motherfuckers, right? I live in a okay apartment, but not that good anymore for my age. And I lived frugally. I lived below my means. I out earned everyone and I invested the fuck out of the money. Now, you guys know that I'm an addictive motherfucker and I put a shit ton of money in crypto and I've lost $100,000 lifetime in poker. It's actually $94,000. So, we'll see if the crypto pays off or if I get fucked. And, obviously I've lost a lot of money too. But at the end of the day, guys, you, here's how you should internalize it. You need to step one, get out of debt. Step two, learn a high income skill. Step three, don't get fucking complacent and become a corporate robot NPC like most of these people. Most of these people, they get complacent. Stay at the company, especially in the beginning of your career. Work there 6 to 12 months. Brush up your fucking resume. Use ChatGPT to help with your resume or submit it to a resume service and try to keep getting a better fucking job. Guys, I remember I moved away to a different state earlier in my career for about 3 years. And when I moved back to my hometown, when I went to the doctor, the same people were the corporate robot NPCs checking me in, doing the administrative work. Just like when you walk into a doctor office, the person at the front desk that makes like no money. And I said, how does this fucking, I remember I'd go to restaurants, the same waiter would be there 3 years later. I said, how the fuck does this person not just get like a little bit of a better restaurant, right? They can make a little bit of more money. Why the fuck do these people have no initiative? And so what I'm trying to say is when you get a job, you fucking put your resume out, you interview, you convince people, you keep trying to monkey branch to better and better positions. Okay. So never lose that internal drive. Also, you need to learn high income skills, right? Sales, I believe, is the best because it's commission based. But whatever the fuck you do, if you're a philosophy major or if you're fucking doing some dumb shit, you need to fucking on your own time start studying a high income skill, build a side business, scale it up, and increase your income. Step number 3, you need to invest your fucking money and live below. And step number 4 is live below your means, right? So invest your money into S&P 500 mutual funds, invest the money into Bitcoin, and things like that. Have a Roth IRA, have a traditional IRA, have numerous brokerage accounts. You need to invest, right? And you need to elevate your income, right? You could save as much as you want. I forget who said it. I forget the saying, but you can't long story short, the fucking saying goes that the quickest way to wealth is raising your income. It's not reducing your expenses. Okay. It's raising your fucking income. So guys, one of the quickest ways to raise your income is to addictively acquire knowledge, right? So videos like this, channels like this, I have consumed tens of thousands of hours of content like this, self-improvement, whether it's related to my career or related to looks maxing, related to the gym, cold approaching, things like that, self-development, mindset. You need to fucking learn as much as you can. I had a mindset, this was a Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality mindset. He talks a lot about this, but I had a mindset of, every fucking day I need to outdo my peers every fucking day. This is a game of life, right? And I want to win at it. And I, just like how I was third in the world in Call of Duty and I won at that and no one gave a fuck about me and I was a loser, I realized the only game of life, it's painful, it's not that fun, but I want to fucking win at that shit. And it's not that fun at times, but you could reap the rewards later. So, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Again, I'm going to recap quickly. Get out of debt, learn a high income skill. I'm kind of torn on whether college really makes sense today or not. That's a whole nother video topic. Invest your money, live below your means. Don't try to flex for other people, right? The Rolex, the luxury car, the luxury condo, those things are coming, baby. And they're coming pretty soon, baby. I'm manifesting them. And I could buy them right now if I wanted. But I had bigger goals and I'm trying to hit the multi-millions within the next few years. So, guys, appreciate you tuning into the channel. I hope you learned some valuable advice. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I really appreciate all of my loyal subscribers. I'm trying to make it to 100 subscribers. And I really appreciate all the OGs that have subscribed to the channel. So I'll see you in the next video.